please work. Hi, James. Let's welcome James first for a change.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Show my girls some love. Let's get these numbers up so the algorithm can go. Y'all know y'all love us every week.
That is true. We do get quite a few viewers. Thank you. Y'all, welcome to the channel. I'm Mrs. Best. That was James, as you know, from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. For those who may be new to the channel, we're here to go over our Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. The episode was titled On the Border of Chaos. The title of this episode really made me think of that Mexican restaurant that used to exist, the fake ass cantina on the border. Do y'all remember that restaurant? Hi, Kathy. Welcome in.
We still have them in Phoenix, so.
Oh, I need to go to. Are they good?
I haven't been in a long time. So, and when I say that, I'm saying things can change. And I don't feel like no restaurant is as good as they were after the pandemic. So, and I think the last time I went was 2017. So I don't know what they're like today. So I don't want to put that out there as like, oh yeah, they're still good because I have not been since 2017.
That's fair and very ethical. It was very ethical and fair. Y'all, we have to talk about the foolery that is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta really did do a lot for reality TV back in the day, but this cast has done nothing but prove that some people are fools well into their 40s and 50s. This is gonna be a quick live, y'all, because ain't nothing happened in this episode whatsoever. I'm gonna just jump into it. I'm not the most motivated with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I agree with James that the worst decision they could have made was to go on to MTV as a network because they don't care about anything outside of ridiculousness, Jersey Shore, and they're kind of sort of trying to care about the challenge again, but do better, MTV. Is what I will say. Get rid of this cast, and if you're gonna take the show, take control of it and get some new people in here because it's tied. It's tied. Now, the cast is in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, for those who do not know. And they're on a bus going there, and there's a lot that happened. So bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna go over it the best way I can. Carly Red is on a bus, and they're talking about their relationships. And the first thing I noticed while watching this is she said that she cried when T-Lo paused at the altar. And you still married him? Carly, we don't expect for you to make good relationship choices, but girl, if that man is crying, if that man paused so hard at the altar that you cried, I don't understand it. I don't. Now, if Carly was like me, when I got married, I was 19, didn't know much, and honestly, as quiet as it kept, my husband was kind of crazy at the time. So I was like, ooh, am I doing the right thing? And all of this stuff, was nervous, almost didn't do it. Glad I did, but almost didn't do it. Okay, fine. But you crying because he pauses is a red flag. Right, James? Am I wrong? Hi, Shani.
Absolutely. You're right. No, it's kind of like, what you pausing for? You want to do this, right? Like, what you pausing for? You made it this far. Why stop now? I never understood that because there was another story. I think it was Basketball Wives. There was another young lady whose man left her at the altar. And I always like, well, what's the point of you getting there, getting dressed, showing up, and then you just leave? Like, what the heck is the point of just going? Like, why even waste people time and money and energy they have to sit in those, uncomfortable pews and stuff? Like, what is the problem? Like, why?
The pews got to be uncomfortable.
Because most of them are. But I'm just saying, like, why waste people's time like that? And then and not even to mention the emotional gymnastics your mind is about to do, experiencing that. So at one point I did have a little bit of sympathy for her because that would be hard on anybody. But I just feel like, to me, I wouldn't have went forward. Anytime you get cold feet at the moment we about to do this, we might as well just call it off.
That's
but
true.
Have a conversation before the fact. Don't wait until the moment. Like, that's crazy.
At her age and his age, they shouldn't have been going through all of that. That was weird to me. But okay, Carly Red, she's a lost cause as it relates to dating. And I hope that she realizes that one day there won't be a filler you can put in your face that's going to hide your age. So we're going to keep it moving. Bambi is nervous because she's bringing her new boo, aka the man she's freshly engaged to, who goes by the name Ray Face. I thought it was Ray Flow, but I guess it's Ray Face. Okay. And she's nervous about him interacting with this group of people because she came into this group. Well, she originally came into this group as a side piece that was up in a hot tub kissing on all types of people being passed around. But since then, she elevated from 304 to official side chick to fiance to wife and mother. And I'm looking at Bambi like, you came on this show for Scrappy. No one said, oh, what happened to that girl from Basketball Wives from Compton? Let's put her on TV. It wasn't like that at all. You were running around Atlanta. You got with Scrappy, and that is the only reason you're relevant in here today, which is the truth. It's the truth. I'm not saying I dislike Bambi. I'm not saying I don't agree with her, but she's only relevant right now and on this show because of Scrappy. That's a fact. This fact is fact. And she claimed that she was nervous about bringing her man around these people, but you don't have to still share the same space that your ex-husband shares. That's weird to me. Most people would want to get the hell away from their ex, whether it's an ex-husband, an ex-friend, an ex-boyfriend. Most people don't want to be around the ex. Bambi ran to it for some money, and to me, not all money is good money. So I just cannot. But Rayface, he's more better looking than Scrappy. I know women are like, ooh, Scrappy's so attractive. I don't see what they see when they look at him. But I don't believe that these people are not sleeping together. I think she has been sleeping with him and just don't want people to know, because if people know, it'll get back to Scrappy and then Scrappy will start tripping, which is stupid. And you don't have to do stuff like that if you are not in the same space as your ex. So that's how I felt about that. What you think gonna happen? Do you have anything to comment, James?
I don't. We can move on.
Cool beans, cool beans. Let me catch the comment. Shani said, Mrs. Best, you said hump day, and now I'm thinking of the EP of Martin where they was like Humpty Humpty George. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Go hump somebody if you can. Scrappy had on the bedazzled jeans in this episode. Ain't nobody checking for him, really. Ooh. I think these young, stupid ones are.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Okay. I heard the hell out of that one.
I think the young ones are because of money. But he don't even have that. I don't really get what they see in him. I got to see him in person to know. Maybe his sweat smells good. But the whole cast is laughing at Yandy on this trip for trying to host a couples trip. And they laughing at her and go on a step further and roasting her in confessionals, because Yandy and Mendices are the last people to host the couples trip. I would have respected Yandy if she was like, I don't want to marry you because I don't want to pay your child support and all of those things, and they actually avoided it. But Yandy, I can't take you seriously, because she's also somebody, when she got pregnant with her first child, so was Mendices' actual girlfriend. Word on the curb is he only want to deal with her. This has been the word on the curb since Yandy's come on this show and presented this man to us. He's only with her allegedly because of what she can provide, which I do believe, because what can he do and what can he provide? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that's why he turned to the streets. And so I'm annoyed with that, but nobody takes them seriously as a couple, and I hope she sees this and leaves the show. But the other couples start talking, and they talking about how they wipe each other's ass and use the restroom in front of each other. And let me tell you this, my husband literally helped nurse me back to health after having a very intense and major surgery that I had complications during, and I'm lucky to be here. So shout out to my doctors. But he didn't wipe my ass, y'all. He didn't wipe my ass. I wouldn't want him to do that. He did bathe me and things of that nature, but that's very strange to do in good health. Even if you just like have a cold, I don't really want to wipe nobody's ass or anything like that. It was just an odd thing, but I looked at all these couples and I said, they're all toxic and have problems and shouldn't be together. So maybe that's like something people who are in toxic relationships do while they're healthy, is just be wiping each other's ass.
It's straight up satanic to me. I don't know what the hell that is, because there's no way.
I was actually agreeing with Zane's wife for a change. She said, I don't want to see his struggle while I'm in the trying to put on makeup. You got to smell that and watch his struggle.
Right.
Why? Shani, you ain't right. She said, as related to Scrap, what money he got? He got like 45 kids and mad child support to pay. Yep. That's why he trying to be cool with the new baby mama. Shani said, I don't have a man, but if I did, I would not want to sit across from him while we are both taking a you know what. Preach.
I, I I'm somebody I get too embarrassed easily in a relationship. So when I tell you, what is that thing you spray in the toilet and it's supposed to block the smell?
I can't stand you.
That's I had like literally a whole case of that show to the house. I'm not even playing. Like I was so embarrassed.
I don't even like for anybody, especially my husband, to even hear the poop hit the water, let alone
Right.
watch. I don't even want you to hear it.
I feel like in my last relationship, I waited till he went to work, or I waited till he wasn't home, or I did like I knew he didn't have nowhere to go and he would be asleep, and I would turn on the fan, I would turn on some music.
Like, of course,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to use the bathroom for your spouse, but like, this is not with the close the door. Bathrooms come with doors usually.
Right.
But they all sing some songs together about their spouses. And Kirk's lyric, I know it was supposed to be in good fun, but Kirk be telling on himself. Because why did you feel the need to say that you turned Rashida into a real boss? Why are you taking credit for what she do? Okay, Kirk,
Grooming much.
prove it. Right. You just proved that. He's gross. But the first chunk of this episode was pointless. So we're going to move and skip several steps, y'all, into Scrappy. Apparently, he has a podcast. I did not know that Scrappy had a podcast. During this podcast, he brings his mama because let's keep it a buck. Don't nobody want to hear Scrappy just talk. Scrappy ain't going to say shit that is intelligent. He's not going to say shit in a literate way. He's not going to demonstrate Black excellence at all. And I'm sorry, he's just not. He's not. So he had to bring his mama on this podcast to make it somewhat tolerable. And another young lady. And his mama pulled out the paternity test. And I'm just like, who's watching this podcast or listening to who?
No, the better question is, ma'am, why do you have that on you? Like, why? I don't understand.
Shani said, did you know that Kurt and the Georgia crew got a documentary coming out about them and how they met? No. I don't
I don't really.
subscribe to anything that has to do with Rashida or Kurt.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't follow anybody on this cast. Like not on my
I think I
professional page
may
or my
follow
personal.
Yandy, and that's it.
I unfollowed Yandy. I don't need to see her run around Africa and promote Yale skincare. I
I
know
do
the
because I
Yale
need to see who
skincare
be with her.
works. What
That's
else
how I
did
be knowing Quad and all them be with her.
they just posted something with her because I do follow Quad and I saw Yandy in it. But I was like,
It was her birthday because everyone has the same Rolls Royce apparently. So Quad, Porsche, and somebody else was all pulling up in their. Oh, it was Mean Glee. They all pulled up in their Rolls Royces or whatever, and yeah, it was a mess.
okay, y'all. I guess. I don't follow these people to know, but if they have a documentary coming out, I wouldn't be surprised. I know that they were a part of the Freaknik documentary. Regardless, Rashida and Kirk they're from Atlanta. Well, Rashida's from Kirk, or she's from Atlanta, so I do understand her being in documentaries and stuff talking about that. But we know that they're going to lie to us about how they meet, so we don't care. We just don't. Rashida can't even rap as quiet as Kip, but okay. Moving on, y'all, from the podcast. Did you want to add anything to that podcast scene, James?
No, I'm good. We can move
That's
on.
a damn shame. This could have been a 30-minute episode. Am I lying?
Not at all.
They got us watching this mess for an hour for advertisers when nothing gave. So next thing we see, y'all, is Zane is trying to come back home to Ashley. They in their hotel room and they supposed to be beefing because, Shetty said, I don't give a care. She said, let me make that clear about how the two of them met. Yeah, I know. Instagram will just show you stuff on your feed sometimes. I think the phones be listening to us, but they just be showing the most random things sometimes on the feed. All of the social media apps do. But I bet you since that documentary is being made, they're probably going to use that as a way to stay on this show so they could talk about it on the show. And nobody cares about Rashida. I don't think Rashida has one real friendship with anybody on this cast other than her husband and maybe her mama. That's it. But Zane wants to come back home with Ashley. It's kind of, I got annoyed when he was like, "You're so much fun when you're drunk. Just keep drinking so you don't say no to me." Ashley, you are dumb. The moment somebody says to you, "Just keep drinking so you could keep saying yes." No, that's creepy. I don't like that, Zane. That's weird. Why don't you just do the work and get your wife to be agreeable and happy while she's sober? But you lazy and you got a short man's complex and you got a big ass head and you always look like you sweaty. You got to stop putting Vaseline and baby oil on your face and get an actual moisturizer. Just saying. It's been bothering me. I'm sorry. But essentially, she asked Zane about the hotel key with Carly, which irked my soul because I'm like, this happened weeks ago. Why are you just now addressing him about it? I thought that y'all had talked about this also a couple episodes ago. Why are we coming back to this, Ashley? And why do you care about one woman when your problem is not Carly Red, who was married? Your man is interested in everything else. So I'm looking like you just want to have a problem. So he claims that Carly Red was drunk and that they was friendly. And he says that they never slept together and she never alluded like she wanted to sleep with him. But I could have swore that's how things came out. And this topic even came on camera because he alluded while in London to make it seem like Carly was trying to have something more with him. Now it's something different. So Ashley's asking what's happened and when it happened because she says that they've been together for 11 years. And he says that this was back when Carly was dating Young Jock. Carly, for those who do not know, dated Young Jock probably about, that's crazy. It probably was almost 10 years ago now. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, Ashley, you're concerned about Carly Red about some shit that happened a decade plus ago.
Okay, Carly done been married, divorced, engaged, broken up, and all
this
kind
is her third marriage.
A slew of different men since she's been on this show before after Jock. So, girl, this is what I be talking about with her. This is why I can't fully function with her, because you worried about the wrong shit. You worried about the wrong shit. You need to be worried about your man currently and what he doing. And then you need to be worried about why he's so enticed. Oh, we'll get there. Let me stop. I'm going too far.
None of it makes sense, but she's definitely living in the past when she needs to be paying attention to the present. I'm just saying, Shanny, you ain't right. I could not. Shetty said he reminds me of a bootleg Stevie J with the sloth face and the part chip. I agree. Oh my gosh, but sloths are cute.
They can be, yeah, absolutely.
They're cute. They're cute. I wish Zane would slow down to the speed of a sloth, then maybe he would catch some of his errors. Just saying. How she still got messages from 2014. I do in my iPhone.
I was going to say, I still got messages from let me see. Dated back to what, 2012? Yep.
Yeah. I have messages with James going back years because certain people, I don't delete my text threads if I just don't think to do it. I probably should do that though, because my phone be like, free up space, and I got hundreds of gigs. But I mean, if it's somebody you really rock with and you not saying nothing too concerning, then people keep text threads.
She has to because she don't want one of these fools to come out and lie on her. So we want to keep some text messages because somebody remember something different that happened 20 years ago. She want to make sure she proved no, that ain't what happened. I got the text message to prove it.
Carly is good too for coming with a receipt or a legal document or something when it comes to actually needing to clear her name. I will give her that, but I don't know. The whole situation is very strange. We gonna cut back to these fools because Ashley and Zane are fools. I'm over it. This was proof she's just with him, hoping that she gets put on, hoping that she gets famous. Because we learned through this episode, if anything, we already knew it and suspected it, but he's definitely running out of money. Shanny said, me and my Android clear everything in the phone about every 3 to 4 years. That's fair. That's a good time span as well. Carly probably got text messages from 2002. She probably got some of the first text messages that existed still in her phone somehow, some way. But Scrappy, back in the States, He is preparing for his baby to come with this unknown 304 that swears that she's business oriented. I don't understand why this young woman is okay with one having a threesome or sleeping with a man that her and her friend done shared unprotected in the same night. You get pregnant by him, then you decide to keep it and you want to have a bi-coastal relationship because she live in New York and he live in Atlanta. And while it's not very far, in my opinion, that's too far to be away from a newborn if you're a mom or a dad. That's just my opinion. But okay, what is her name? Shakira, whatever the hell her name is. It seems like she likes him. That's all I'm gonna really say. You could tell that they like each other, and it's odd. And I do feel like Scrap and Shakira will like maybe stay together because I do feel like she had the baby with him to get known. I also feel like she's okay with him with being in an open relationship because he won't claim her. He will not claim this woman as anything other than baby mama number 3. He won't claim her. But they've been partying, they've been online in the club, they've been they clearly still doing stuff, and like she act like she like him. It's very strange. Do you have anything to add to that little scene?
Um, I feel like young ladies in this generation just accept what men come with and what they do. And as long as they believe they're the higher up on the hierarchy, they don't really mind because they'll feel like women are, beneath them. So they'll let them have it. But it's kind of like, ladies, that thought process is played out. That is not how any of that works. But no, I really don't have too much thought on her at all. I feel like give it a few years, she'll be in the category with the rest of them. So,
Yeah,
good
that's
luck.
true. Problem with being baby mama number 3 is you're not the original. And sorry, we don't care for you.
Right.
Just saying.
Right.
Yeah. But we're going to keep it moving. But first, let's get into a comment. Shani said that's how he addresses her when she called him. The first thing he said was, "Hey, baby mama." Right. She also said, "Look at the jeans he wear while he's packing. Is he about to go to a Taylor Swift concert with those dazzle jeans?" It's me. Hi. Scraps the problem. It's him. I do like Taylor Swift, y'all. I like her music. I ain't gonna lie. I do enjoy her music quite a bit. Moving it along. The couples go out to eat, or it was a pool date of some sort. I didn't quite understand what it was, but Bambi asked if everybody is okay with her having her new man there. She set herself up for that because why do you need their approval for your new man being around? Why? Just leave the show if you have to do that when you get a new man. I'm sick of it. I really am. But Zayn is the only person who speaks out. Everybody else is like, we don't care. We knew you and Scrap. They wanted to say, we knew y'all wouldn't last because you always lose them the same way you got them. Bambi crying about cheating and stuff, but that's what he was doing with you while with somebody else. And we supposed to feel sorry for you because you had some babies? No. But she asked this question, and Zayn says that he feels uncomfortable being around Ray, who is Bambi's new man. And I'm thinking, listen, you angry little man, if you don't fucking focus on your own relationship, you ain't even allowed in the house that you pay for, because we know Ashley ain't got it. You're not even allowed in the house that you have with your wife. And you worried about Bambi dating new people, which she's allowed to fucking do because she's divorced. So you ain't got nothing to say, Zayn, about your friend, your dog, your brother who you defending. You ain't got nothing to say about him having a threesome with no protection and getting a bitch that he didn't even know at all pregnant. You had nothing to say about that. And then he didn't even have the decency to tell his baby mama first when she's the one who's going to have to co-parent with this woman because she got the small kids. You don't have nothing to say about that. But you feel like you uncomfortable and Bambi's done something wrong by having her new man around. Zayn is a fool and a joke in every way of the word. Stevie J worked because it was authentic at that time. But Zayn, you could tell, is trying to lean into what Stevie J did. That's what it's given to me. He's trying to be something that he's not. And I'm sorry, bro, you're just not that cool anymore. And when you were popular, the only people who liked you was preteens, ages 11 to maybe 21 when Lil Zayn was popular. I don't think anybody over that age liked him unless they themselves was a walking red flag. And I just can't. But I was happy that Sierra pointed things out about how Zayn is just contradictory. How you felt about Zayn and his little shenanigans?
If I didn't know any better, and I do know a lot better, but I'm just gonna have fun with this antic just because that's the energy it was given. It was given that you wanted to sleep with that man, or you want to
I
sleep with
did.
Scrappy. It's one of the two. I don't know which one it is, or maybe both. But the fact that you had so much energy for this man when you supposed to be a man, you ain't even supposed to be bothered. Like if he show up and you don't want to speak to him, then don't speak to him. But the fact that you want to press this allegiance to Scrappy, by meanwhile you couldn't keep the smile off your face when it came to you pressing this dude, it really was given you want to give it a run your damn self. So I don't understand you, sir. I really don't. I don't understand. And there ain't no, and that's why I tell y'all, this is the perfect example of what I be saying when men be having these homopathic ways about their guy friends, and it comes off like he wanted the baby mamas and the herds. Like this is what I be talking about. Zayn is the perfect example. Why are you fighting Scrappy battles? If Scrappy not there to do it, why are you doing it?
That's the truth. That is a whole word. That is a whole word. And I love that you put it that way because he is going hard. Like, I think once you get to a certain age in real life, it's somebody like, I got a friend right now who's going through something, found out her dude who she been with for a very long time has cheated on her. I was with her when finding out and she's emotional and stuff. I support my friends, but I'm not arguing with your ex, your now person, your other friend. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. So it was very strange that Zayn had that energy. It was very strange. And I'm glad you pointed that out that way. Let me get the comments. Shani said, how long have Bambi and Scrappy been broke up? But you used to seeing her with your homie. Hasn't it been years? That's just goes more to James's point. Like, what kind of relationship do these two really have? Because
Right.
Scrappy would have been mentioned if he was hanging out with Lil Zane. We would have seen it online. They only
We
know
would
each
have
other through your
seen Lil
show.
Zane on the show way before this, as maybe a passing friend or something. You just got here, which lets me once again to believe this is some BS that you cocked it up and is given you either want Scrappy or you want the new man. Because there's no way you should be going this hard and trying to impress this loyalty to Scrappy by making this man, I guess, trying to make him uncomfortable and trying to chess him. But it was like, no, you're doing it in a way where it makes it feel like you trying to fight for your man or something. It's really weird. And a lot of you men do this. And that's why I don't understand it. Y'all do exactly what Zayn do, but want to be homophobic.
I don't understand it. It's
I
very
don't understand
strange.
it. It's weird.
It's very, very strange. Because who cares? Once your dude moved on, who cares? Shani said, I'm trying to remember the song or songs that have made Zayn. Listen, we'll be here all night, Shani. We will. We really will. Because even back when he was relevant, he was, in my opinion, more relevant as it related to doing movies and because he was handsome back in the day. But in terms of music, no one said, ooh, Zayn is spitting. Nope. So, and it never will be there. If Scrappy was there, he wouldn't be fighting no battles about Bambi. He wouldn't. It's weird. And it's funny, Scrappy would never go that hard for Zayn.
Nobody would go that hard for Zayn, which is why that scene annoyed me to every extent. Every time I was looking at Zayn, I'm like, dude, you just with this smile on your face. The craziest part is he had this big ass smile on his face, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Either you playing for these cameras, or do you want this man? Because he is handsome. Do you want this man, or did something happen between you and Scrappy? Like, what the hell is going on here?
I agree. It's given I got to fight every night to prove my.
I'm trying to tell you, it's like I got to prove my allegiance to Scrappy and prove my love to him. So I'm gonna go out the new man, even though he ain't did nothing to me but show up in the room. That's crazy as hell.
See, now they keep asking Bambi and Ray how long they've known each other. And Bambi responds that they've known each other for over 10 years. And Zayn has an issue because he's like the men that females, he tried to make a point like the men that are the friends of females always end up trying to date them as soon as they do disappear. Well, at least he wasn't trying to date her while she was married. So what's the problem with that? And if you know how to keep your woman, then what is the concern? Just saying, Zane. So your point doesn't fully make sense. And Zane has an issue because he feels like because Rayface knew of Bambi and had known her during the time that she was with Scrappy, that this is shady and messy. But it doesn't fucking matter if these people are divorced. They're no longer together. They don't owe each other nothing. And this is where Zane says that girls know who gonna be their next in some ignorant statement. And this is where Sierra points out Zane's behavior. You going so hard for Scrappy when Scrappy's marriage ended allegedly because of cheating, and the behavior that you had in London, Zane, was similar to Scrappy's behavior, which led to him being alone. So why are you like worried about all of that? And I'm just like, Sierra, you actually have been making a lot of sense in this episode. But Bambi tries to defend Zane a little bit, but Zane ends up getting offended at Rayface saying that nobody knows who is in someone's room or something crazy along the lines of that. So this is where the episode stopped making sense, in my opinion, James. So I'm going to do the very best that I can. We see all these split scenes. Meanwhile, while Zane's getting roasted and stuff, Ashley is randomly mentioning publicly in front of all these people the Carly concerns that she had allegedly just made peace with, right? But you can't trust what your husband says when your husband is a fucking liar and a child. You can't trust it, which should tell you to divorce him. But okay, Ashley, she decides that she wants to question the concerns about Carly. So they go and grab Carly Red, and this is where we have to split again, because while they're getting Carly, Zane is sharing his delusions of grandeur with young Jock, saying that Rayface is coming for him, even though Zane is the one that has a problem with Rayface, and that man just sitting there quiet, looking confused, like, oh, these niggas is really crazy. I was looking at Rayface like, oh, poor thing. So Zane's freaking out and all this stuff. And Carly comes up to Ashley and she basically explains like what's going on. And I was cracking up because Carly Red do throw shade. She did throw shade. She said, he's always been broke. I would never want to sleep with him. That's a damn shame, Carly. That's a shame. However, I was glad she said it because we know that that's how these women move. And we know that he has not had the most money in a very long time. So I thank you, Carly. And Ashley mentions that it's odd that Carly never mentioned a hookup. Ashley, there was no hookup. No, neither party is confirming if there was or was not a hookup. So why do you keep insisting and trying to force these people to say that something that happened when it did not happen?
And even if it did, it was well over 13 years ago. So what does that matter in today's time? You didn't had this man all this time, regardless if it's been good, bad, or indifferent. You've had this man this entire time. Why are you worried about being around someone who he's potentially has maybe been with? That's crazy to me. Like, I wouldn't even trip. That lady got a whole husband. Like, what the hell, girl?
I just can't. It was a hot mess express. It was a hot mess. Let me catch the comments. Shanny said Sierra's lips in this episode are, oh my goodness, girl, stop. She not gonna stop. She don't love herself. She love her check, but she don't love herself yet. She'll get there though. Ray was sitting there minding his business, eating his arroz con pollo. Right. She said, is that how you spell chicken? It's either arroz con pollo with one R or two R's. I know I should know. I took actually 5 years of Spanish at the collegiate level, but listen, I struggle with English myself, so I got to figure that out first before I move on to greater pastures. But he was eating. That's James when stuff goes down. Y'all really be thinking I'm playing. People could be acting a fool. People could be drunk and tripping. Yeah. He gonna eat.
I'm gonna eat my food. Like, I especially if I have to pay for it, or I already done paid for my food. Yes, I'm finna eat my food. You could be at the table right next to me, jumping and flipping and flopping. I'm finna eat. Just don't touch me.
Oh, thank you. My mother-in-law knew. Rose. I knew it was a 1 or 2 R's. I knew I was messing up something. Let me find out Kathy speaking Spanish. Jojo, your mama speaking Spanish on the internet. I had to tell him. Lord help us. Oh, yeah. Now I want some. There's a restaurant in San Francisco called Cha Cha Cha. They have very good Latin food. I'm hungry, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Anywho, so Carly explains that there was no hookup. She says that she never intended to sleep with Zayn at all. She says that she was having a party in her hotel room back in the day, about 20 years ago, which I do believe her, because she was known for having parties and being that girl back then when she was a video vixen and all of that. And in my opinion, because Carly does drop the receipts that Shani mentioned, that she had text messages from 2014 proving that, yes, this was about 10 years ago at the time of filming, not 20, Carly. So that's the problem. But it also proves that she was inviting him and told him, bring your girl. So she was aware of Ashley's existence at that time and invited her there. Now, yes, I know some would be like some bitches that still say, bring your girl, and then still try to do something with your dude. Yes, some people are trifling like that, but it does prove that Carly was not trying to do nothing. And honestly, I can't see Carly Red getting with him because all the men that she's dated on this show that we've seen have been relevant and had money, whether it was legal or illegal.
And also taller than her, too.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Her new man is probably right at her height, but he got money. Zayn doesn't have that.
First of all, like, no shade. Zayn, if this was any indication of what, because I don't know what he looked like 10 years ago, but the struggle braids, the hairline that need to be lined up, the skin and everything, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. He doesn't look like he takes care of himself. He look like he musty. I just don't see it. I don't.
I'm trying to tell you. I don't either, though. And I think that's a good point. I can't see that. And I think Zayn's way of dressing, style of doing this, it's okay to grow up, y'all. It's okay to age. Aging is a beautiful thing. It's totally okay. But some people seem against it. Anywho, Carly basically clears herself. And then we notice that Bambi's man hears Zayn complaining about him. And he's like, why is this dude complaining about me and talking about how he don't like that his friend's ex-wife? And this is the thing people don't understand. And Zayn shows the toxic masculinity that a lot of men think with. Just because you marry a woman or put a baby in a woman does not mean that you own that woman or have a say-so and claim to that woman when you're done with her. Once she's done, she's done. That's how it should be. So I don't understand why he's thinking that he needs to do all of this. These people are not even married. But okay, Zayn, okay. So Rayface finally notices that Zayn is questioning, doing all this extra stuff while he's female, is sitting in the corner asking questions about him, just a hot mess express. And he tried to call Rayface a fake ass Future. To me, that was a weak dig. It wasn't. Why? Because he has dreadlocks. Future looked different, in my opinion. Just because men have dreads don't mean they look the same. I didn't see it, but maybe somebody else did. And then Rayface roasted Zayn, saying, you wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry on you right now, right? Because all those chains, that's what that should amount to. And he pointed out that shit ain't real. And that's what I see in the comments, right? Wearing aluminum around his neck. If you're wearing real jewelry and you have on that many chains and they're real, that shit would be heavy as hell around his neck. Zayn was moving around like he could fly like a bird, just lightly.
I would have got Zayn back. I would say, if I look like Future, you like a fun size in the cannon now.
Damn. Or he could have just called him fun sized.
He could have, but I wanted to throw another insult on. I'm just saying. Because you ain't going to get at my appearance, and I ain't going to talk about yours. And I would not be wrong, because at the end of the day, he said he started it. And I'm telling you, that was sexual energy. I'm telling you, I know what I'm looking at.
It didn't make no sense for him to go that hard. Dude could go that hard.
Like, dang, do you want the man to bend you over? Like, what is going on here?
Spread it low. spread it wide and drop it low, Zane. It's okay. It's safe. But he did have on cheap ass jewelry. And a bitch, they winning. How you doing? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. She said they do be wearing fake jewelry. All of them. That's why
All of
I'd
them
be
do.
looking at people
Yeah,
like,
hello Ice. Shout out to y'all. Amazon, they got good stuff too. I got a few pieces myself. Like it's not the end of the world.
and some of the stuff, if you go on Fashion Nova or you go on Sheen, Temu, these people wearing the same things that we wear and are not as rich as people would like to think that they are. They just not. He definitely has little man syndrome. It's clear, it's shameful, and I'm sick of it. She said R. Kelly did tell us when a woman is fed up, he told her, listen, Robert Kelly needs to do whatever it is he's doing there. Carly was 50 20 years ago. I can't stand y'all. Ain't she like 70, 75 now? Fake or rented jewelry. I feel bad for the next generation of senior citizens because it's going to look interesting. I feel bad for the CNAs that are going to have to take care of the next set of senior citizens in the care homes because we know they ain't going to have no money for their families to take care of them. They're going to be in the care homes on their Medicare parts A, B, C, and D, having the damn CNAs lift them in their BBLs and lift injections into the bariatric bed. That's what's going to be happening. I be thinking that every time I look at Carly, like, this has to stop. It has to stop. My goodness. But Ray Face was not wrong. Zane is a mess. It doesn't make sense, but I chuckled a little bit. I don't like Rashida when she called Zane little buddy. She said, little buddy, you're doing too much there. Because what in the hell was that? But I'm glad we could all agree that Zane ain't shit and he's making a fool of himself. But okay, get your check, Zane, because we know that's what he's saying when he hears and watches these recaps from all these YouTubers. I'm getting my money, though. Not enough to get a real chain, Negro. Figure it out.
Get a real hairstyle either, but I digress.
That hairstyle is stressful. My godson just turned 13. Shout out to you, Kareem. And he has a similar hairstyle, but he's 13. I don't want to see somebody who is at least 45 in that same hairstyle dressing like it's still 2004.
Just cut it off. I'm just saying, we knew you having a nice big, what was it? What he used to rock a skin mid fade back in the day. Go back to that, Zane. That's all you got to do. Go back to that and then go see you a dermatologist.
Because he's still wearing the same clothes from back then. So
yeah,
it would work.
I'm just like,
his
and get
hair.
you a new stylist too. Dress
He
for
can't
your
afford
style.
it. He can't
What
afford
the
it. I
hell?
promise
Go
you that.
what is that one that be sending clothes to you that's only $150? Hell, I forgot the name of that and they send you clothes for your style. Yeah, tell them to get them that shit.
He's not doing that. He's just gonna wear whatever he wants, I think, which is unfortunate. But hey, I guess freedom of speech. But I think that Ray Face handles Zane appropriately. I think we could all agree on that. He also stopped arguing with Zane at one point, which I was glad about because you become the clown when you argue with one. So very good. Moving on, y'all. Back in New York City, Scraps baby mama number 3 is in labor and delivery. I was disgusted with the whole thing. You know that she ain't shit and he ain't shit. And this is proof that people just be having kids to have kids. Why do you have Don Julio a whole 5th in labor and delivery? Who let that in the hospital? Why are you drinking in front of somebody who can't drink? Because you nervous. I don't understand it. That didn't make no type of sense whatsoever. But I don't understand why we have to watch the labor and delivery. I think that it's a beautiful thing when children come into the world. Children are so sweet. Children are so innocent. However, this woman is not a cast member. You won't say she's your girlfriend. You didn't even want to tell us the bitch was pregnant. So congrats on your safe delivery. Now both of you grow the fuck up. Learn how to use condoms, sponges. Hell, if you got to douche that stuff out of you, do something. Birth control, Nexaplanon, Depo-Provera, get you a pill. There are so many options. Nothing's wrong with threesomes. If you want to have a threesome, go have a threesome. We can't judge people for that, but I don't care. I felt like, why do I need to watch this? I don't understand it. A bitch they went and said that little baby is gorgeous, have a head full of beautiful hair. He always has the baby on Instagram. Good for him, but he should not have had that baby. And that's why you got to be careful how you do things, because all people are going to remember is what the hell, the baby came from a threesome, instead of paying attention to the fact that, oh, this is a beautiful baby and things of that nature. I ain't got no beef against the baby, but I'm like, what y'all doing? Whole situation's weird and they only telling half truths. If Shakira's going to be on the show, join the show. If they're going to be in a relationship and it's open, be in a relationship and be open. But other than that, I feel like sometimes Scrap getting to film things like this, it's not even nothing to do with the baby mama. It's almost like this show rewards him for his bad and immature and irresponsible behavior. And you don't learn without consequences. And he does not view the babies as consequences. He clearly loves his kids. He's in all of his kids' lives. All of them. But I mean, he don't love them enough to pay the child support, but you know, he love his kids. He's present. So good for him. And we're going to move on. James, you want to add anything to the labor and delivery and Don
Nope,
Julio?
not at all. Let's go ahead and move it on along.
So basically the last thing we see in this, oh wait, Shani said he won't even use her government name. Her name is Baby Mama, number 3. Number 3. That's why women need to be careful. Sometimes being a baby mama is not that people getting at y'all. It's when you put yourself in that situation, you see how the men
I
feel
think
about
it's
you by how
actually
they
more
describe you.
disrespectful than anything else to me.
Being
I
called baby
do.
mama number 3?
Being called a baby mama in general, I think that is the most disrespectful thing ever to me. And I don't
I
know
think,
why. I don't know why I think that. I just think that it just sounds so disrespectful. It just does. Like I don't know why.
I mean, no shade. I think that's kind of where the term comes from. If you just a baby mama, right?
Right.
You ain't the wife,
Right.
not the girlfriend.
It just means like to me, I look at the term baby mama and I think the equivalent to that for me is peasant. Because you're not good enough to be on my arm, but you're good enough to bear my children. And then I can have access to you whenever I want because I can use the manipulation
That's
against
the
you.
truth. That is
Mhm.
definitely the truth. And that is something we'll likely talk about on our relationship live in depth tomorrow. However,
Yes.
don't put yourself in that predicament to be known that way. Make sure that even if you do, and it's not even about marriage, if you having a baby with somebody, make sure it's someone that you actually know. Even if you're not in a relationship, at least have a solid, deep friendship, something. Because when you have nothing but just sex, you baby mama number 3. He knows what he's doing using those terms. Scrappy's not as dumb as he likes to make himself look out to be. He just chooses to make bad choices, in my opinion. But that girl wanted to be a baby mama. So, hey, I'm sure she'll be a great parent, but it's just going to be the way that she went about getting with him, having this baby, all of that. It's always going to be like a stain when people think of her. And that's unfortunate, but it doesn't mean she's not a good person. It doesn't mean she's a bad parent. Just like Scrappy's a fucking idiot, but he seems to be a decent parent. So we'll see. They had a healthy baby. Good for them. Maybe it'll calm his ass down or at least get him to use a rubber. That's all we can hope for. But back in Mexico, a barefaced Kendra, I don't ever want you to show your face on camera without makeup. Again, don't do this, Kendra. I'm sick of seeing it. But Kendra says that she heard Carly and her husband Tilo having an argument really loud in their bedroom. She FaceTimed Carly to check on her, which I thought was big of her. Because yes, Carly dated Jock years ago, but that shit's been dead and it's stupid to me. But Carly picks up and is talking 5 miles per minute. And she says that Tilo freaked out about a recording and left. She doesn't want to answer any questions about the recording, but she says she's chasing after her man in an airport. For those who have not been to Cabo or Baja, California, Baja, Mexico, the airport's not the easiest place to go to. Oftentimes, places like Tulum, Cancun, Cabo, you got to travel a ways, at least 30 minutes to get from the airport to your resort and or excursion location. So the fact that Carly is running around the Mexican and Baja California jungle and coastline looking for this man who's funny looking, look like a PJ character, is baffling to me. We don't know anything. But good for you for checking on her, Kendra, I guess. I don't know. Let me get the comment and we'll get James's opinion and be done with this foolery. If not next season, the season after that, the new baby mama will be on the show, and that's what everyone will be calling her, baby mama number 3. Yep. We sure will. We really will. But she put herself in that position. That's what she wanted. I thoroughly believe she's fine with it. She seems like she has just wanted to have a kid. Sounds like she has success, but hey. James, how do you feel about Carly's little whatever that was?
I'm just trying to picture her in the back of a taxi telling the man to speed up, hurry up, get there faster. Come on. I got to get to the airport and just crying and stuff in the back seat of a car. I'm just picturing that now. And it's funny to me.
It is.
Because she's so theatrical. It's just, yeah. I don't have much to say. We can end it.
Yeah, it's a mess. This whole episode was a mess, y'all. I did the best I could in going over what happened play by play, but this episode was a mess. We have angry, tiny men who don't know how to pay a bill without the help of their mom and auntie having babies with people they met once. It's this Hot Mess Express. But it gives us something to talk about. We'll be back again next week to go over the next episode. Same day, hopefully the same time, you guys. We're going to head into the Housewives of Beverly Hills finale, which also was a bunch of nothing and the same BS. But I appreciate, not angry Oompa Loompas. Oh my goodness. But we will be heading into Beverly Hills, you guys. I appreciate all of you. We do hope that you like the video. If you like what we're doing, if you really like us, we hope you subscribe to both channels. The link to James's channel is always in the description of this video, as well as in the form of playlist on our channel. But I will see you guys on the next live and appreciate all of you for being here. Adios.